final State of the State address, discussing South Carolina's accomplishments and the goals for his final year as governor. WBTV's Dalford Jones is live in the newsroom right now. Dalford, you listened in to the speech. What were some of your big takeaways?
Well, Daryl, you know, this is the longest standing governor in the Palmetto State's history, and he kept with tradition tonight by honoring and recognizing the lives of those in uniform who were lost in 2025. It was followed by a brief history of the steadfastness of South Carolina and its people. Then it was right to business. 2025, South Carolina announced more than $9 billion in new capital investments and more than 8,100 jobs.
Today, our economy is strong, creating large budget surpluses year after year.
Education was also placed on a pedestal, with investments in early childhood education and security on all public school campuses. Governor McMasters touted the state raising the teacher starting salary from $30,000 just 8 years ago.
This year, we will raise it again, going from $48,500 to $50,500.
In healthcare, the governor highlighted a study completed a few years ago that revealed 77% of the state's young people with major depressive episodes did not receive mental health treatment.
Suicides had become the routine and not the exception. Homelessness was growing right before our eyes.
Since then, McMasters says they've gone through the most significant government restructuring and accountability in over 30 years.
I am pleased to report that these new cabinet agencies are now collaborating, communicating, and cooperating.
One topic the governor did not address was the state's current measles outbreak. As of this week, the Department of Public Health is reporting 789 cases centered around Spartanburg County. These numbers surpassed the outbreak in Texas last year, where 762 cases were reported.
We have learned that 18 people have required hospitalization for complications of the disease since the beginning of the outbreak in October. Some of these are adults and some are children. These are complications we hope to prevent by increasing vaccination coverage.
Immediately following the governor's speech, we heard from Democratic Representative Jermaine Johnson. Johnson says McMasters' painting of the current state of South Carolina does not apply to all of its residents.
22 years of single-party rule. If they truly cared about you, they would have done something already. If they truly cared about you, they would have fixed public education. If they truly cared about you, they would have fixed the roads.
Now, Johnson also highlighted families struggling to buy groceries, pay rent, and the state's education ranking now at 43. He says these trials are the result of being under a Republican leadership over the past 2 decades. Live in the newsroom, Dalford Jones, WBTV, on your side.